Auburn, not even the biggest upset.
No. That happened last night.
John Calipari, and we talked about it a little bit, but we didn't do it justice because it was
the game was ending, right, as we were going off.
They go down 80-76 as the 3 seed, all right, to 14th seeded Oakland.
And for
not
people
Oakland, California, not the Oakland Raiders.
Oakland County, Michigan, which is in Rochester, Michigan, a program that, Chris, most people couldn't tell you where it was.
They were Division II when you were writing in Detroit.
Exactly.
I mean, Rob, and the thing that, and we got a lot to say about this, but I'm going to say this. The thing that I got to point out, and I covered Calipari when he was the Nets head coach.
So he was the coach when you were there, huh?
Years. Yeah, he got fired. That was the year they traded for Stephon Marbury. And late in that season, Calipari got fired. I think it was his 3rd year with the
was
Nets.
Dan, what's his name from the Newark Star Ledger? He was on the beat with you?
Don Burke.
No. I was thinking of Dan.
It was Don Burke from the Star Ledger. It was D'Alessandro.
Dave D'Alessandro from where was Dave? The Record?
Dave might have been the Star Ledger, and
Don Burke was the Record.
Might have been the Record.
Okay.
And then Michael, man, we were good buddies. The black guy from the Daily News. You know who I'm talking about.
From the Post, Michael George?
No.
Oh.
But anyway,
okay.
We'll get in. Yeah, but anyway, what got Cal in trouble in New York was a lot of doublespeak. A lot of little subtle things he'd say. And I liked him, but a lot of people didn't because there were little subtle things that were disingenuous. And that's what I'm looking at. Do we have sound, Rob G? Are we using any sound? We don't have to because, okay, so let's play a little sound. I don't even know what sound's going to play. I bet you it's something disingenuous in it. Go ahead.
We made some critical mistakes at critical times again today. I mean, we had our chances. As good as they played and as many shots as they made, we still had our chances, and both on defense and offense. And when you have a really young team and you look at where did the mistakes come from, they were fresh. I'll look at other ways that we can do stuff, but this thing here, it's a different animal. We've been able to help so many kids and win so many games and Final Fours, national titles, and all this stuff, win league championships with young guys. It's changed on us. It's all of a sudden it's gotten really old. So we're playing teams that our average age is 19, their average age is 24 and 25. So do I change because of that? Maybe add a couple older guys to supplement.
All right, here's the doublespeak. They started 2 seniors yesterday.
Well, thank you, Chris. Go ahead.
Maybe add a few. How many more older guys you need?
2 seniors out of 5.
Seniors.
Right,
and a sophomore and 2 freshmen. All right, that's number 1. Then, Rob, did you catch the little? I've helped, and I'll get back to this. I've helped so many young people.
I heard that.
I'll get back to that. But how about what he also said? I helped so many kids win so many games, Final Fours, national titles. Titles?
He said titles with an S.
Titles, plural. You got 1, Cal. Congratulations. A lot of people don't do that, but you got 1 title. He throw this little subtle stuff. 24, 25 years old. I was not able to find the ages of the Oakland players, and they did have a couple of fifth-year senior, a couple of fourth-year juniors, so they're probably an older team. Averages probably 21, 22.
But Chris,
but he upped it a little, 24, 25 stop.
I know. And here's the other thing. Why the argument is BS, Chris? Up and down. Can you tell me about the Fab Five? Chris,
Thank you.
Can you tell me about did they not make it to the championship their freshman year, all 5 freshmen?
Thank you.
What are you it's about talent, isn't it? About age? Chris, that was 25 years ago. What are you the game has changed on us. I got to do something different. That didn't stop the Fab Five. They didn't win the championship, Chris. But they
they got there
twice.
Right.
Freshman and sophomore. What? Right. It's about talent. Come on, don't.
And he's got Rob. Who had the best number one recruiting class in the nation this past year?
Kentucky.
Take a guess. Kentucky. They got the number 2 recruiting class next year. They got a guy that some think could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Stop it. Like this whole idea of you help people and we did this and we won this and all that. We're not buying that, okay?
Thank you.
With the players that he's had, Chris, John Calipari, who I gave the nickname on television, can't coach Calipari.
But he can recruit, but Rob,
he can't
I've never
coach.
thought he was much of a game coach.
Chris, I'm sorry. There's no way by happenstance you would win more just off of talent. Forget off of talent, and he's had a ton of talent.
John Wall, Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns. That's an NBA all-star team.
And you won.
And you're right. We could keep going.
And you won 1 championship in 15 years. Somebody I saw on Twitter, and they nailed it, Chris. The Bobby Cox of college basketball. Bobby Cox with the Atlanta Braves. He had 3 Hall of Fame pitchers, Chris, on the same staff. 3 Hall of Fame pitchers on the same staff.
That's one of the best staffs ever.
Right, and they won 1 championship and won 16
with
straight.
Pitching.
Right.
That's even better than having like 4 of the great hitters.
Because in baseball, in the playoffs, it's pitching and defense.
Yes. And Rob, here's the other thing. When Cal says, I've helped so many kids. Look, I do think Cal likes these kids and tries to do right by them and all that. But here's the problem. This is what I mean. The subtle overstatements that make you look better or make you avoid the blame, because he kind of threw his players under the bus. We didn't use that.
Oh, look at all the mistakes by these young players.
He threw his players under the bus. But, Rob, John Wall was heading to the NBA regardless of his college coach. Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis, if they didn't go to Kentucky, they weren't going to Fairleigh Dickinson.
They're gonna make it to the NBA.
They weren't going to Essex County Community College, dude. They were going to Duke, Kansas, Arizona. Stop it, Cal.
Stop.
Come on, Rob.
I'm with you. Stop it. Just, you know what?
It would have been better off just accepting, hey, I got to do better. We got the best players in the country. I didn't get it done. I got to go back to the lab.
And, Chris, this ain't just about this year. They've won 1 tournament game in 5 years. This ain't about last night. 1 tournament game in 5 years.
You're right.
It's the worst stretch in Kentucky history, right? On something like this.
Yep.
That's what you should own up to. I have to be better. I'm not doing a great job. We have talent. There's no way we should lose this game. I'm not knocking the other kids, but we have the talent. And I haven't done my job.
The kid that killed him was a Division II guy.
Right.
He was a transfer. The kid that hit 10 or 23s. He took 23 pointers, Rob, and 3 dribbles.
And he was like a DoorDash guy or something, right? He's a
3 dribbles. I don't know. Do your boxing want him?
Thank you.
Maybe put an athletic guy on him and deny him the ball. I don't know. Something like that.
Double him, Chris, and then, you know what? Let somebody else make a shot.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness. Cal. Now, here's the last thing I want to throw at you before we go to the listeners, Rob. Do you fire him? Now, obviously, we feel like he should be fired, but here's the rub. If they fire him, Rob, they still owe him $33 million plus. It's like $33,375,000 just to go away. I would try to meet with him and see if he'll take a buyout for maybe a little over half of that. But that's a whole lot of money to eat just to get rid of. And I get it. He deserves it. He does deserve to be fired.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of money to eat.
But what did we see the Raiders do with Josh McDaniels? What do you have left, Rob G? 3 or 4 years?
But
I'm just saying.
Ain't like Kentucky's not making money. But
Jimbo Fisher, Chris, they let go. $75 million was on his deal when they let Jimbo Fisher go.
No, I get it.
It can
he
be
was worse
done.
Than Cal, but
no, I'm just saying. But it can be done if you want to do it. Kentucky has money.
I'm either firing him, and I would take time to, obviously you want to mull this over.
Right.
Or Rob, you try to get him to take a buyout if he'll do that, but he probably won't. He probably won
all his money,
or most
right?
of it.
Yeah.
And I would be like, look, this is it. This is your last year. You got to get something. You don't have to necessarily win the national championship, but we better get a deep run. They got the second best recruiting class in the nation, Rob. So a year where you have the first best class and now you've got the second best class. I'm putting him, like, at the very least, it's like do or die, Kyle. This is it.
I'm already gone. I want him out. I would be on that class. 877-99.
I ain't mad at that.
I would just say, dude, one tournament. I understand one tournament win in 5 years, Chris. One championship in 15 years. It's enough. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
877-99 on Fox. Your turn to weigh in. What should the Wildcats do with Calipari? And what of the doublespeak, the subtle overstatements? He's a salesman. He can recruit, but it's about winning and coaching during those 40 minutes. And that's where Kyle comes up wanting.